What's going on, everybody? Eric Lindquist at Stochastic here in the Odd Shopper channel, coming to you with a Friday edition of MLB Lindy's Leans, Likes, and Likes. Hit that like button, subscribe button, notification bell. Goes a long way for me on this video. Goes a long way for you. That way you become a present of our great content that's going live here at our little neck of the YouTube woods. I got my ass kicked on Thursday. It was my worst betting day in over a month, and well, I didn't have a lot of fun. I don't think anybody watching this show either that got 0 runs out of the A's. Nice job, guys. 0 runs out of the Guardians. That didn't help. If I get 1 run either direction, it's either, well, I guess it would have been 2. I would have needed 6-0, I think it finished up, but would have needed 2 from Cleveland, but good job, good effort. Didn't help to have Vlad and J-Ram both get hurt within the first 3 innings of that game, so I lost the best 2 hitters from it. That obviously can't factor that in. And Brent Rooker, two ground balls into double plays to end innings. I mean, just unbelievable bad luck, I feel like, but nothing will compare to in the premium Discord where, hey, at least we hit 1 parlay. That was useful. The Philly-Houston one hit the under the parlay, only parlay that I put together there for the Onyx boost. But the main thing, the Griffin Canning thing, I have no words for. You end up getting on over 4.5 strikeouts for him there. He is pitching great inside of 40 pitches. I think it was like 34, 36 pitches and has 3 strikeouts and his leg pops. So that's a bummer. Obviously, that comes with the territory of betting as you get bad breaks. Bad things happen. Yesterday, day before, Yamamoto, I'm on the under of 6.5 strikeouts and there's a 1.5-hour rain delay. So you get some horrendous breaks and you get some good breaks. But overall, it just sucked to have everything go bad on one day. Oh, yeah. Bobby Wood Jr. We're not even going to talk about that because that hurt my feelings. 0 for 4. The day he gets announced to Team USA for the World Cup thing next year, World Baseball Championship, the World Baseball Classic, excuse me. Whatever. Hey, Mama said there'd be days like this, and that is coming with the territory of this. Overall, been an awesome, awesome run. I'm not going to let that deter me. I hope you don't let it deter you here either. So, without further ado, I just kind of want to get into it here because it's Friday. I know we got all plans. We got things to do. If you guys want to jump to the premium Discord and get every single one of my plays, which obviously I cannot do anything about legs popping. And obviously I want all the plays to win. That's just not realistic. It's not going to happen. And over the course of the last month, I'm not going to complain. Max Muncy goes yard there for us as well. Late innings on Wednesday. Had a lot of really good things happen over the course of this week. Thursday was not one of them. But over any long-term sample size, I promise you, I'm in that Discord every single day, chatting away, firing off gifts with guys like Lannister. Oh, my dude. Lannister is the funniest. But anyway, that is neither here nor there. Connor19, we love you and tolerate you as well. But check it out. $5, friends. $5 to come kick it. We have a great community. A lot of people out there. TJ, thank you for being the kindest person in there by far. I mean, just nice words and understanding and whatever. Can you tell that I'm a little bit jaded from today? But anywho, comes with the territory of doing this. And also, I won't complain. Off we go. Let's go make some money. Rant over. All righty, y'all. Let's begin our boarding walk here with Pittsburgh moneyline and Peterson over 2.5. David Peterson's due for a little bit of negative regression. He gives up a lot of hard contact, 270 expected batting average. I think there's lots of ways that we're going to be able to capture some upside with Pittsburgh. That's kind of weird. Now, O'Neal Cruz, he got scolded bad, make more effort, but still ended up in the lineup the next day and kind of needed that. So Pittsburgh money line is actually the more interesting spot between the two. You're getting nice plus money and Reynolds, Brian Hayes at times. I have no idea. I mean, do Pittsburgh fans know what to make of Brian Hayes? You have Nick Gonzalez batting cleanup there day in, day out. That's the thing that really keeps me from making this a play. Plus, now the Mets bullpen might be a little bit more taxed than normal because of the Griffin Canning injury that, again, so fluky. Hopefully he is okay. But, yeah, obviously a bummer to not cash that bet. Detroit money line taking on my Twins. Twins, 4.5-hour rain delay that kind of leads into that puppy for him. But I think the Twins are at least functional, winning back-to-back games against the Mariners. That's a really good bullpen behind. Well, come on. We beat George Kirby with Joe Ryan pitching an absolute gem. And then we end up running into just the biggest look. Woods Richardson's velocity was up like 2 miles per hour. I don't know if people notice stuff like that. I'm always on Baseball Savant paying attention to stuff like that. Almost put a live play on him over 5.5 strikeouts. Was like plus 125. I didn't do it. I was just in the Discord kind of chatting back and forth watching that game, and something that stood out to me, something to pay attention to next. But our bullpen, It's going to be intact, but Sawyer Gibson long, he's not going to be long for this one more than likely. He's functional to some extent. I still think Detroit money line is probably going to be they're the first to 50. First to 50 wins. They're pretty good at baseball, and my Twins, despite back-to-back wins, I don't have any trust or faith in that. We got San Diego taking on Cincinnati, Cronenworth home run. I want to just point out, Great American Small Park is going to be playing small. We're going to see some really small numbers on Jackson Merrill. Now, the wind doesn't affect this stadium as much, but it doesn't matter when it's. Why did I accidentally hit the mute button? I didn't mean to hit the mute button. Hopefully, you cannot silence me, although. Anyway, Cronenworth home run, that's the one to pay attention to because him and Jackson Merrill and also Gavin Sheets. Oh, I'm just really worried about what these lefty numbers are going to be against Nick Martinez. Now, Nick Martinez doesn't give up tons of hard hit, but it's 19-degree launch angle. You're getting San Diego outside of Petco, which last year with some of this wind funneling that I was hearing about with the doors open, played a little bit different than it is this season. This season, but a little bit more neutral to back to being a little bit of a pitcher's park. Boy, did we see that with Goran Pavetta the other day. Really fun gem to watch. As for the San Diego side of things, I don't really know what to make of the Cincinnati bats on a day-in, day-out basis. It's Dylan Cease, though, coming to town, and I got to think he's the preferred side of that one with the strikeout equity he has. Don't think we're going to get an advantageous number, and it's a scary ballpark. Boston Bats, baby. Jose Barrios Day. Happy Jose Barrios Day to all who celebrate. I generally partake in, imbibe in a libation or two to celebrate, but Ryan Bayo on the other side, ground ball contact like crazy. Hasn't been as crazy as in the past, but 55% ground ball percentage. No swing and miss, though, against Toronto. No swing and miss in his arsenal, so I guess it doesn't really matter. Might even look at like under 2.5, under 3.5 strikeouts. I mean, I don't know where that number opens, but it could be scary naughty. As for Bryce Elder, the Elder one, you know by now I don't like him very much, and I don't think Braves fans do either. Mick Abel is going to get to take on an Atlanta team that has a lot of power and a lot of responsibility to utilize that, but I think Abel's numbers, I mean, we're going to see the hard hit, 575 expected slugging, 56.2% hard hit. Books are going to be able to cover that one pretty easily. I don't think we're getting great numbers. That's the only game I don't have home run numbers really from for last 10, purely because they're playing right now as we speak. This is, where are we at? Fifth inning. Grant Holmes, I need one more strikeout from Grant Holmes. At 5 strikeouts. That would make me feel like I didn't completely suck. I'll do that crying girl gift thing. I don't belong on TikTok. I have a TikTok though, Lindy Locks. Anyway, Giants taking on the White Sox here, plus 1.5. Oh boy, it's the White Sox. I don't know what I think about Aaron Savale. He's due for negative regression in just about every single sense of the word. He's been functional. It's weird to say. 21-degree launch angle. But now, this is where San Francisco gets interesting to me. What are Rafael Devers' numbers going to be? What are his opening numbers going to be now that he plays every single day in San Francisco, mutes his numbers, and then you take him on the road? I mean, are they just going to go one-for-one swap his Red Sox numbers? And because it's not like Fenway was a great ballpark for lefty power. Now it's a hitter's ballpark, but traditionally, people think, oh, the pesky pole on the right field side, it's going to play short. No, it generally doesn't play short. And that's the whole problem, is that it's pretty deep to center and pretty deep towards the bullpens, so which are out in right field for whatever reason. Space and history. Yay. Anyway, we got ourselves under 8.5 here with the Cubbies in Houston. Houston bullpen, man, they are just absolutely absurd. I felt so good about Abreu coming into that game in the 8th to go shut down the Phillies, trying to make something happen. They scored 1 run in 3 days. Good job, guys. Woo! I can't make fun of anybody. I completely sucked on Thursday, but, legs exploding. Our pets' heads were falling off. But in this spot specifically, I don't know what to make of the young arm. Walter, not Walter White, Brandon Walter, although somebody didn't cook here. That was me on Thursday. It's like making sauerkraut and grilled cheese. Don't do that. It's a disgusting combo. 45.7% hard hit, although I do like grilled onions in my grilled cheese. They're delicious. Maybe some mushrooms. Not those mushrooms, like actual edible mushrooms. Brandon Walter, though, Cade Horton, two young arms that really, I don't know what to make of Cade Horton yet. I'm not extremely impressed by everything that he's doing, but from the sounds of it, we're going to see a changeup start to emerge. We're going to see the curveball and sweeper start to get a little bit more swing in this. That'd be cool. The number 2 prospect for the Cubbies, I'd like to see it. Did a lot of breakdown on him and just for nothing. It ended up being like 20 minutes of just doing that and then plugging in under 8.5, even though I'm probably not going to play it. Goodman home run. Outside of Coors, I don't know how I feel about him going up against anybody, but Jose Quintana, I could probably get behind him taking on a random lefty in a ballpark that when they do close the roof up in Milwaukee, it turns into a little bit of a sauna. That's Big Money Jeff in the premium Discord. My guy, wanted to give him a shout out. But Hunter Goodman, he is so good this year. 51.4% hard hit, 18-degree launch angle. And Jose Quintana, 13-degree launch angle with just a 15.5% K rate. If you can't strike out Hunter Goodwin, you are in probable trouble. Whatever. I can't talk. Kansas City team total ladder. This is very interesting. I said interesting 48 times today. I apologize to you and my family and my dog behind me. But the Dodgers taking on the Royals. Dustin May, I do not trust him, Sam. I do not trust him with green eggs and ham. And it's been hot, humid, and despite the 0 runs we saw in the Shane Paz gem that was spun, Dustin May should get lit up here with advantageous hitting weather. Now, Sal Perez not in the lineup was not very useful on Thursday for them. He'll be back in. That's good times. 42.8% hard hit, 346 xWOBA, only a 21 and change K rate, and the Kansas City Royals don't strike out anyway. Third lowest there against righty pitching. Noah Cameron can spin it a little bit, but yeah, the Dodgers side are not going to be as appealing. Teoscar Hernandez, Will Smith, their numbers are nuked every time they take on a lefty. I brought that up today. I hope you listen, because then you would have lost more money than you already lost listening to me today. Hey, it's been a good couple of weeks. I'm not going to complain. I'm not going to complain about one bad day. I said I wasn't going to complain anymore. I'm pissed, though. Soriano K-Ladder. This is a very fascinating look because the Washington Nationals friends, Jake Irvin, he's going to have like a 3.5 earned run line up against the Angels. I don't know. And I don't know if I trust the strikeout stuff. I mean, I might be on like an under 5.5 there. We saw a pretty inflated number at 5.5 against Colorado. It's kind of a 1-for-1 swap. They both strike out right around that 28% number against right-handed pitching. So I used it as a data point to kind of have me inform where I'm going to be looking at with Jake Irvin. But the Soriano side, that's a lot more clear-cut. Washington striking out more and more and more and more and more. 11 for Pivetta, I think it was the other day. That was lovely to watch. But Soriano, extreme ground ball contact. You're going to be floored when you see the James Wood and CJ Abrams home run numbers. Do me a favor. Bet it live if you want to bet it. Bet it after the 7th inning when Soriano gets out of there, because it'll probably be a much higher number than where it opened at. And you're getting 1 or 2 at-bats for most of those guys, depending, again, if the Angels are up. You're only getting 7th, 8th inning. So you've got to be careful with some of those live betting things. I think people fall into too many traps, and I know too many people who do it, not really caring about stuff like that. But I want to point out Soriano, he gives up no homers, like legitimately 0 homers. The ground ball stuff is out of control. Alrighty, y'all, before we get to the plays, obviously the Lindy Discord, Lindy 5, it was not pretty on Thursday. It will be prettier going forward, that is for sure, because, well, the last couple of weeks have been insanely good. Lindy 5, down at the link below. Would love to see you all there. All right, to the likes we go. I got 5 of them on the card for you. Hit that like button for good juju, because we need it. At least there were only 3 plays on the card for Thursday here for the premium Discord, because, well, everything I touched went to 2 sheets. Otherwise, did Holmes get another strikeout? Of course he didn't. He loaded the bases up. That can't be good. 95 pitches. He's got Tyrone Taylor at the plate. God, this is sweaty. This is not going to go well. I'm usually a positive thinker, but it's not going to go well here for the A's if this is going to be the kind of offense that we're getting out of them outside of their little AAA ballpark. Brett Rooker, still ridiculous numbers on the season. 15-degree launch angle, 560 expected slugging, 399 xWOBA. Again, xWOBA, one of the main things that I utilize when I'm just accumulating batter data, trying to go weighted runs created as well, weighted runs created plus. These are all important things, and I prefer FIP for pitchers as opposed to even xFIP because, again, is fly ball contact, something when you mute the home runs, that gets a little bit problematic. Oh my God, Holmes got a strikeout. I want to bet. We ended on a one. I can't believe I want to bet. I'm going to go in the Discord here in 2 seconds. Actually, no, I got to finish recording. Just, guys, this is not brain science. Mitch Spence is awful. Will Warren is very functional with a 29.4% K rate. I don't understand this line. We get even money on the run line, a $1.20 discount off the money line. BetMGM is where we played that. It's already played, posted in the premium Discord with the old betting ticket there. Yankees win, or at least hope that they do, because, well, it'd be bad if they didn't. Tampa Bay taking on Baltimore, and a couple of different, I brought up a lot of different splits that we're looking at here. Sedano over a 200 expected ISO to lefties. Yeah, I'm very interested in Jonathan Aranda. I'm very interested in Josh Lowe, but Brandon Lau is our preferred guy, and it feels a little chasey when a guy hits a home run and then I recommend him the next day, especially when I already know it, because sometimes I don't know it yet when I'm recording at 9 p.m., 10 p.m. Eastern time, and the late night games are showing up, and then Max Muncy hits a home run after I'm done recording, and I don't even get to celebrate or gloat about it, but pride cometh before a fall. So let's just keep it all in check here. Brandon Lau is just on another planet. Second baseman, batting second every single day for this team. 13-degree launch, 514 expected slugging. And yeah, the ballpark's been very advantageous for him this season at home, but Baltimore plays up for lefty power. We like it. We like it a lot. St. Louis and Cleveland up next here on our boarding walk. And this is probably my favorite of all the plays so far. Again, Brandon Lau, I want better than plus 320 for what it's worth, and we're definitely going to get that. I think it was like plus 425 today going Yard and Kaufman, and advantageous hitting weather despite what we saw from Bobby Witt and company. But St. Louis, there's an outlier that exists in the marketplace, and I'm okay playing this at the minus 130 non-outlier number. It's going to be the St. Louis money line, and here's why. Cleveland, well, Jose Ramirez got dinged up. He ends up stealing a bag and then leaving the game. That was a little ironic. But again, I just watched a lot of baseball. And Cleveland, friends, Cleveland, I hate their lineup top to bottom in terms of like avoiding strikeouts and avoiding opportunities. And this is the ace for the Cardinals, despite some surface numbers that might not look as good as you might expect. 3.72 ERA looks pretty good to me, I suppose. 26% K rate, 5% walk rate. 4.01 expected ERA was kind of the thing. So actually not his surface numbers, his underlying numbers. But I absolutely want to bet against this team with as much lefty power as we're getting. It's our old friend Luis L. Ortiz out there on the mound. Now, a lot of you might know him from the Corey Seager double dong, which actually came to fruition. Again, we went 3 for 6 last year. So yeah, 3 for 6 total, 3 and 3 total on the 2 home run plays. We're now 0 for 1. So we've a little bit of time to make up for it. All I need to do is hit one out of the next, unless you're betting Aaron Judge at like 12 to 1. Don't bet Aaron Judge at like 12 to 1. Don't be that person. But anyway, he gives up crazy power against lefties. He hasn't, 1.44 whip, 8 homers allowed to lefties. I'm going to be looking at Burleson. I'm going to be looking at Donovan. I'm going to be looking at everybody, but I'm also on the money line already. Minus 122 over at FanDuel. Get your popcorn ready. I expect the ball to be flying out there in Progressive. Finally, we get some functional lefties out there after Toronto, other than Addison Barger. Yaki. Glad 1 yard. That was cool. And they put up some runs, so I'm not going to bitch too much. I'm going to bitch about Cleveland. Seattle taking on Texas, and I have been playing some of these smooth little unders when it makes sense. Love the Jazz. Jazz flew for little variables. But Seattle taking on Texas. And Seattle, I absolutely love getting them out of their home ballpark. Generally looking for offense, but not here in Arlington, where this ballpark has just never been my favorite. Now, we saw it a lot during the pandemic. We saw a World Series there, actually, that the Dodgers win in 2020. Then Justin Turner, F it, I'm going to go celebrate, as he should. But Texas, oh my goodness, this is brutality. Nathan Eovaldi coming off the IL. He had 50 pitches in his last stint, but brutal for Seattle to get out of their home ballpark, go to Minnesota, have to deal with a bunch of rain and crappy weather like they're back in their home ballpark, but they're outdoors for it, wait 4.5 hours on Thursday, and then show up in Arlington. Yeah, you've got Cal Raleigh. He's been a god for us. Dominic Canzone, one of my favorite names in baseball, and also crazy lefty power, but you're only going to get like 65, 70 pitches. You're going to turn it over to a Texas bullpen that is going to be fresh after a day off on Thursday. Seattle did not get the day off on Thursday. And then Seattle has their ace, Logan Gilbert, on the mound. 38% K rate, 201 expected batting average, and a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad Texas lineup over the course of the last however many weeks. Yeah, they put up a couple of runs one time out there in Baltimore. They also didn't in a couple times in Baltimore and another number of other places. The whole point is that I've got this closer to 6.8. And in baseball, you give me 7, you get underneath that 7 number, and I'm not paying a crazy amount of VIG here. Minus 106. In fact, I'm paying closer to the normal dime line, minus 110 number, and exchanges are probably going to post it right around that number here later tonight. I love this under 7.5. I don't understand. Seattle didn't even have to utilize their main bullpen arms in the Wrigley series, basically. They had Brash and everybody on tap there. Utilized them in Minnesota, but then they got their asses kicked on Thursday, so they've got all of their bullpen arms to utilize here, all their good ones, that is. In Texas, they're going to have a full, healthy bullpen. It makes no sense to me. I know I spent the most time on this one, but I know people need extra explanation on the unders. All right, let's get the heck up out of here. Last play of the day, Miami taking on Arizona. And hit that like button for your producer, Eric. Again, graphics and music. I know I'll work on the music. Joey, my buddy Joey, who obviously helped me set up all the graphics and everything as well because I needed a better process. I think it looks pretty good now, and I can do this myself because I'm a grown adult. Just a grown adult who's usually good at betting baseball, unlike Thursday. But hey, I'm coming up. W1. It's kind of like the Twins losing a million games in a row and winning their last 2. Like, hey, way to go, buddy. Except for I'm over 500 on the season. Not on home run bets. Ooh, no. You hit over 25% in home run bets. You're a god. I'm definitely over that number. But I'm not going to call myself a god. In fact, I'm going to call myself but a man. Be you angels? We all put men rock. Merrill Kelly. All right. Miami putting up 12 runs. What an outlier. Outlier on Thursday. In fact, I sent this out because I thought it was just funny. There were 28 runs scored in 6 games in the early slate before the Atlanta-New York Mets game. In fact, now it's only 30 total runs on the day. 2-0 going middle of 6. Yeah, middle of 6 there. But you had in that one game alone 17 runs scored between Miami and San Francisco in San Francisco. It was not a pretty day for homers. If you took overs of hitter props, if you took anything, you did not have a fun day. That's for sure. Fortunately, other than Brent Rooker, FU, and besides my Kansas City Royal endeavor, well, that didn't go well. Didn't get a ton else on the card there from the old hitting department. So I'm all right with it. But I'm hoping Merrill Kelly is absolutely lights out against this Miami team. It goes out of San Francisco into Arizona. Generally would be a ballpark upgrade. Obviously, the roof will be closed. But I think Merrill Kelly has better days ahead of him. It's not like Zach Gallen where I think there are going to be major issues for him going forward. He throws 6 different pitches. And sometimes if you don't have one pitch, if you have 6 pitches, you have 0 pitches. Like that's like the whole, if you've got 3 quarterbacks, you've got 0 quarterbacks, # New York Giants. But Merrill Kelly, 45.1% hard hit, 25% K rate. Give me the swing and miss stuff. And this Miami team, without some of those other strikeouts that Matt Mervis got sent back down to AAA, there's not a ton of swing and miss existing in this lineup. But Stowers was up to the 4-hole, I believe it was, or 5-hole today where he went yard. And then you have Hernandez, who is down in the 7-hole, who's been hitting pretty well, 517 expected slugging. I think he's going to move up sooner rather than later. And yeah, it's not fun to have Xavier Edwards sub 15% in the lineup. Liam Hicks sub 15% should be back in that lineup. Otto Lopez, 4 kids, and I got to take all of that ass to Showbiz. But Merrill Kelly has stuff. 25% K rate. Stuff plus looks in line for me. I got to back it in some way, shape, or form. So it's going to be a little bit dealer's choicey, but Merrill Kelly, I think 5.5 ends up being juiced a little towards the over. I think you probably want to attach it to something else where he just has a good outing, whether that is over 17.5 outs, but that's going to be like in the closer to like minus 200 range. So careful with that. Under 2.5 earns, that's my preferred path because I do think that won't be juiced as heavily, although probably going to be in that minus 140, minus 150 range. Again, I'm looking offshore and I'm also using my own data day after day after day. 1.5 will not be the number here. So I think this is the preferred path for it. Normally it would go lean, like, but I don't have that graphic. So that's gone for the rest of the time. So hopefully you're listening to me. Hopefully you had fun. Let's get the heck up out of here. Obviously, Lindy 5. One more time for the people in the back. All righty then. That does it for the first ever self-produced week edition of Lindy's Leans, Likes, and Locks. Week of Lindy's Leans, Likes, and Locks. Head to the comment section below. Make fun of me for Kansas City. I totally get it. I deserve it. I mean, it is what it is. I'm not going to win every bet. Hopefully you've won more with me even this week than you've lost with me, because there's been some absolute smashes in the middle of it. But Thursday, obviously, over 3 on this program. Better times ahead. Hey, 5 plays. Let's run the table. That would make me very, very happy here on this lovely Friday. Let's end the week strong. And obviously, I'll be in the Discord all weekend. I'll be betting with you. I'll be hanging out. In fact, I said no to golf on Saturday. Do you know how hard that is for me to say no to golf? That's how bad Thursday pissed me off. Probably going to hit balls in the morning still. But anyway, until next time, friends, hopefully you enjoyed this week. Let me know any of your thoughts about music or anything else music make you lose control. I'm going to leave. I'm Eric Lindquist. Best of luck in the MLB streets on Friday. Oh, yeah, I got the putt. Bye.